Ridley Walker, Chapter 6, The Yusa Story. Number 1. When Mr. Clever was big man of England, they had everything clever. They had boats in the air and pictures on the wind and everything like that. Yusa was a knowing man, very quick, he could turn his hand to anything. He was working for Mr. Clever when there come enemies all round and making war. Yusa said to Mr. Clever, "Now we'll need machines of war. We'll need boats that go on the water, and boats that go in the air as well, and we'll need bursting fire." 2. Mr. Clever said to Yusa, "There are too many against us this time. We must do better than that. We keep fighting all these wars. Why don't we just do one big one?" Yusa said, "Where do I find that number? Where do I find that one big one?" Mr. Clever said, "You must find the little shining man, the atom. He runs in the wood." 3. Yusa said, "There ain't all that much wood round here. It's mostly iron, it's mostly stone." Mr. Clever said, "You must find the wood in the heart of the stone, and you will find it by the dancing in the stone and they particular tracks." 4. Yusa was a knowing man. He knowed how to bigger the small, and he knowed how to smaller the big. He knowed the door of the stone and they particular tracks. He smallered himself down to it, he gone into particulars of it. He took 2 great dogs with him. Their names were Follery and Folleroo. Yusa turned them loose. He put them to the stone, and casting for particular tracks, and to the dancing. 5. Found the sign of dancing on particular tracks, they dogs, and followed, harking one to the other, hot and clicking and counting they gears, and they many cools of stone. Smaller and smaller they grown with Yusa into heart of the stone, heart of the dance. Everything blipping and bleeping and moving in the shifting of they numbers. Sometimes biting, sometimes bit. 6. Come to the wood in the heart of the stone. The stone sky gone dark, the stone wind gone still. They dogs gone cringy then and whimpered. Yusa said to they dogs, "Garn the trackin' fine." 7. They dogs stood up on their hind legs and talking like men. Follery said, "Looking for the one you will always find they." 2. Follery said, "They two is twice as bad as the one." Yusa said, "The woe be told by I won't be told by animals." He beat they dogs and on they gone. 8. In the dark wood, Yusa seen a track of light, he followed it. He come to the heart of the wood, it was the stag of the wood, it was the 12-point stag, stood face him and stamping its feet. On the stag's head stood the little shining man, the atom in between they horns with arms outstretched and each hand holding to a horn. 9. Yusa said to the little man, "You must be the atom then." The little man said, "I must be what I must be." Yusa was angry then. He was enraged because he had a shuttin' weapon, but the little man wouldn't even cover himself. He stood naked with his arms outstretched between their horns. 10. Yusa tuck his weapon in his hand. He said to the stag, "Why don't you run? You know what I am going to do." The stag said, "Yusa, you are talking to the heart of the wood. Nothing will run from you any more, but time to come and you will run from everything." 11. Yusa shutting the stag with his weapon and down it come. Yusa grabbed the little man by his 2 outstretched arms and holding him like twitching for water with a hazel. 12. Yusa said to the little man the atom, I need to know the number of the one big one, and you must tell me it. The little man the atom, he said, you do know it, Yusa. It's in you, the same as it's in me. Yusa said, I don't know it. You must tell it to me. The little man said, Yusa, you know what that one big one is. It's the number they, master changes. I don't have no word to tell it. Yusa said, if you won't tell in one, maybe you'll tell in two. Yusa was pulling on the little man's outstretched arms. The little man said, Yusa, you are pulling me apart. Yusa said, tell. 13. Yusa was angry, he was enraged, and he kept pulling on the little man, the atom's outstretched arms. The little man, the atom, he began to come apart. He cried, I want to go, I want to stay. Yusa said, tell more. The atom said, I want to dark, I want to light, I want to day, I want to night. Yusa said, tell more. The atom said, I want to woman, I want to man. Yusa said, tell more. The atom said, I want to plus, I want to minus, I want to big, I want to little, I want to I want to nothing. 14. Yusa said, stop right there. That's the number I want. I want that all or nothing number. The little man, the atom, he couldn't stop though. He was dead. Pulled in two like he was a chicken. Yusa screamed. He felt like his own belly been pulled in two and everything rushing out of him. 15. Out of the two pieces of the little shining man, the atom, there come shining giz in waves and spreading circles, wivering and wavering, and humming with a high sound, lighting up the dark wood. Yusa seen the little one going round and round inside the big one, and the big one humming round inside the little one. He seen that master changes of the one big one. Quick then, he written down the numbers of them. 16. They dogs howled, and a wind come up. They dead leaves whirled and rattling like dead birds flying. They great dogs stood on their hind legs and talking like men again. They said, Yusa, all they many leaves as rattled, that's how many people you will kill. Then they dogs begun to tell of time to come. They said, the land will die, and they people will eat one another. The water will be poisoned, and the people will drink blood. 17. Yusa killed both dogs, he shot them dead. The shining and the light gone out, the wood gone darker, nor the darkest night. Yusa couldn't see nothing. He stumbled out of the wood and to the stone and out again. He never looked behind him. 18. Yusa had the numbers of they master changes. He run them through the power ring he made the one big one. Yusa put the one big one in barms, then him and Mr. Clever drop it so much barms they killed as many of their own as they killed enemies. They won the war, but the land was poisoned from it, the air and water as well. People didn't just die in the war, they kept dying after it was over. Mr. Clever didn't care, it was all the same to him. Poison was meat and drink to him, he was that hard. Yusa was his wife and two little sons gone looking for another place to live. Yusa with his wife. 19. Everything was black and rotting. Dead people and pigs eating them, and they pigs died. Dog packs after people and people after dogs to eat them the same. Smoke going up from burning everywhere. Yusa with his family gone to the cabin of a boat and Yusa give him money to take them away. The captain said, "Money is no good anymore." Yusa thought he looked like the little shiny man. He was sure though. There were heavy men on the boat that took Yusa's wife. They threw Yusa and his two little boys off. Yusa standing on the shore watching that boat pull away with his wife and nothing he could do. 20. Bad time it was then. People didn't know if they would be alive one day to the next. Didn't even know if they'd be alive 1 minute to the next. Some stuck together, some didn't. Sometimes they drew lots. Some got it so others could live. Couldn't be sure of nothing, didn't know what was safe to eat or drink, and trying to keep wide of other foragers and dogs. It was nothing, only luck if anyone stayed alive. 21. Yusa and his boys on their own. They weren't with anyone else. Yusa wouldn't go near no others. He was afraid if anyone might know him. Yusa dursn't sleep much. They boys were too little to stand guard long. Mostly, Yusa just closed his eyes a little at a time, never long. He didn't like to sleep much, anyhow. He was afraid he might pull himself in to like he done the little shining man. Plus, too many times he seen two great dogs on their tracks. He didn't want to get snuck by them. 22. One day, Yusa was holed up in the barmed owl's place by the river. He was so tired he told his two little boys to keep lookout, and he closed his eyes. Yusa heard a silence, then like his ears closed up. He opened his eyes. He thought he was dreaming. He seen the little shining man in two pieces. The right side of him had the neck and head. The left side of him had his cock and balls. Each half was hopping on its one leg. It was walking like it was together with the other half. They two pieces of the little shiny man were walking between they two great dogs, which were Fallery and Falleroo the same. 23. The talking half of the little man said to Yusa's two little boys, "Are you hungry?" They said, "Yes." He said, "Come with me then, I will give you something." Off they gone, one with Fallery and one with Falleroo. One heading towards the river, one away from it, and each with half of the little shiny man. 24. Yusa said, "This is a dream." He opened up his eyes, but they'd been open already. Yusa couldn't wake up no more'n he already was. Yusa called they dogs by their name. He whistled them back, but they wouldn't come. He called the little man, but neither half would turn round. He called his two boys. They kept going as well. They wouldn't look back. 25. Yusa run after them as we're heading towards the river. They'd gone into the water and swimming across, and Yusa after them. Yusa tried to swim, but his arms gone heavy and no strength in his legs. He had to turn back, then everything gone black for him. 26. Yusa was lying on the ground by the river. There appeared to him then the little shiny man. He was in one piece. Yusa said, "Why aren't you in two pieces?" The little man said, "Yusa, I am in two pieces. It is only the idea of me that come together. You are looking at the idea of me, and I am it." Yusa said, "What is the idea of you?" The little man said, "It is what it is. I ain't the knowing of it. I'm just only the showing of it." 27. The little man said, "Yusa, what is the idea of you?" Yusa couldn't say anything. The little man said, "You don't have to say what it is. Just say if it is." Yusa still couldn't say anything. 28. Yusa said, "Never mind, that wire are my two little boys." The little man said, "Yusa, they gone two different ways away from you." Yusa said, You took them away. The little man said, Well, Yusa, it makes a change, doesn't it? Yusa said, What do you mean? 29. The little man said, Yusa, you wanted they master changes, and this is one of them. In the wood, in the heart of the stone, you pulled me in two, you opened me like a chicken. You let the numbers of they master changes out. Now you must go through them all. 30. Yusa said, I know I done what I done, and I wish I hadn't, but I'm through with all that now. I just want to live quiet. The little man said, Yusa, you ain't through with all that. You're only just beginning. You've got all they master changes in front of you. You've got them all to go through. 31. Yusa said, Is this a dream? The little man said, No. Yusa said, Was the other a dream then? When I had a wife and childer? The little man said, No, Yusa, that wasn't no dream, nor this ain't no dream. It's all one thing, nor you can't wake up out of it. Yusa said, I can die out of it though, can't I? The little man said, Yusa, you die out of this place and you'll just find me in another place. You'll find me in the wood, you'll find me on the water. Look, you found me in the stone. You look anywhere and I will be there. 32. Yusa said, Was it you, the captain of the boat, that took away my wife? The little man said, Probably it was. Yusa said, Why can't you leave me alone? The little man said, Yusa, we're two halves of one thing, you and me. I can't leave you alone no more, and you could leave me alone. I never come looking for you, did I, Yusa? It was you come looking for me that time when you killed the heart of the wood in the heart of the stone, and you found me. You let they changes out, and now you've got to go on through them. 33. Yusa said, How many changes are there? The little man said, You must know all about that. I seen you write they numbers down in the heart of the wood. Yusa said, That writing is long gone, and all they numbers have gone out of my mind. I don't remember nothing of them. Won't you please tell me how many changes there are? The little man said, As many as required. Yusa said, Required by what? The little man said, Required by the idea of you. Yusa said, What is the idea of me? The little man said, That we don't know till you've gone through all your changes.